I'm Johnny Sparks, and I'm the chair of the Department of Journalism. To kick off this historic day, it's a turning of the page, and it is my honor to introduce Dr. Paaige Turner, Dean of the College of Communication, Information, and Media.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sparks. I truly appreciate it. I have to laugh because, yes, everybody asks me, is that really my name, Paaige Turner? And yes, that really is my name. I am a Paaige Turner. And what better person to be able to be Dean of the College of Communication, Information, and Media and have a name like that. I am just so delighted to welcome you to the Department of Journalism's award ceremony. I am just so proud of this department's past, its legacy of award-winning accomplishments by students, faculty, staff, and alumni who operate as professional journalists and strategic communication experts, regardless of their position or profession. All of you embody the values of beneficence and also enact the values of journalism: truth, responsibility, ethics, and empathy. I don't know for you, but to be honest, this past 18 months have demonstrated the need for professionals such as yourselves in ways that we had not even imagined. We have desperately needed your wonderful stories, your compelling information, your facts and messages to keep us informed about how to safeguard ourselves and the loved ones during the pandemic. And it is because of you, our faculty, students, staff, alumni, and colleagues, that the College of Communication, Information, and Media has embarked on a series of exciting changes that are inspired by you. I'm going to share just a couple of them now, but I do invite you to join us on media on October 4th as we announce the rest of the changes. And then later today, Dr. Sparks is going to share one that's particularly relevant as well to this group. So let me share just two that are really important to who you are as a department and who we are as a college. We are so honored to have welcomed Ball State Public Media into CCIM. Our students and faculty have always collaborated with IPR and WIPB, and now we're going to be able to expand those opportunities while supplying information, entertainment, and storytelling needs for our entire community. So we are just so grateful that they are now part of our college officially. The Department of Journalism has made a commitment to an innovative educational experience that takes a project ecology and a project management approach to education. Per the Media Ecosystem Task Force that operated last year with faculty, staff, students, and community members, they have defined a project ecology as utilizing teams of journalists, storytellers, media producers, strategic communicationists in covering a beat, issue, topic, and/or a problem. The approach contrasts with traditional newsroom ecology organized around a media platform and outlet silos. Instead, a project ecology is organizational and platform agnostic. Further, the faculty have gone back to school, which I want to see what their grades were, and revised their syllabus so students will learn project management skills, and that will be scaffolded throughout every year of our curriculum. So when students graduate, they understand the complexity of the environment and are able to make sense and organize it for them and their team leaders. We really believe that this continues the outstanding educational experience the department has ever had, but also places our students at the top of their fields immediately upon graduation and allows their success from day one. All right, to our faculty, a special thank you for the tenacity and fortitude that you have displayed over this year, not just in sustaining your classes, but actually innovating during a pandemic. I can't imagine any other university, college, or department that would have made that type of commitment during a pandemic. To our alumni, thank you so much for taking your experience here with us and putting it out into the world to create an impact. To our award recipients, Please accept this recognition as a sign of our appreciation for all the work you do. And to our students, look around. Look at those who are seated next to you and take this moment and take it forward with you. And remember that you come from a long tradition of ethical, outstanding professionals, because we truly do fly in the department and in the college. Now, it is my honor to introduce our president to share some remarks with all of us today. President Geoffrey Mearns serves as the 17th president at Ball State University. After joining the university in May 2017, President Mearns helped develop a new strategic plan, Destination 2040, our flight plan. This establishes a long-range vision for the university and sets priorities across key areas. Undergraduate excellence, which you've just heard that we are soaring in. Graduate education and lifelong learning. Community engagement and impact, another one of our strong suits in this department. Scholarship and societal impact, and institutional and inclusive excellence. During his tenure, President Mearns has pursued initiatives that have produced the largest freshman class in history and increased alumni engagement and fundraising. President Mearns has also strengthened the university's relationship with the community, most notably through its innovative partnership with Muncie Community Schools, which this department and our student news have expanded upon. President Mearns earned his undergraduate degree in English from Yale University and a law degree from the University of Virginia. After a legal career that included serving as a federal prosecutor, President Mearns held academic and administrative roles at Cleveland State University and has served as president at North Kentucky University. He and his wife, Jennifer, have 5 children, and I am very honored to say that he is our president. Thank you, President Mearns.
Paaige, thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you for your service. And Dr. Sparks, thank you for your service to this department. It's a privilege to serve as the president here at Ball State University, and it's a pleasure to have the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you this morning. It's a beautiful day on our campus, another beautiful day, but it's also an exciting day on our campus. And it's exciting for us to be able to continue to deliver the exceptional educational experience that we do in person. And it's great to be in person with you today. And we're doing it to celebrate journalists who are making exceptional contributions to their field and enduring contributions to our country. As we recognize today's winners, I want to take a moment to recognize how this awards luncheon represents an annual opportunity for us to honor the roots of our Department of Journalism. I understand in 1953, we hired Dr. Louis Englehart. He's known, I guess, Johnny, as the father of Ball State journalism, hired Dr. Englehart to guide the journalistic efforts of our students who preceded his arrival here by more than 30 years because our students began publishing a newspaper on campus under the name of The Easterner in 1922, 99 years ago. And I'd like to think that if any of these students, or if Dr. Englehart himself were with us today, they would certainly celebrate with us with great pride of how far our university has come in our commitment to preparing our students to have fulfilling careers in journalism and to be effective strategists and storytellers. Now, each one of us probably has in our pocket a smartphone, and I suspect they also would have difficulty in comprehending the many ways in which that tiny device and the invention of the internet, how those devices, how that technology has disrupted the industry of journalism. But even as technology continues to change the way we engage with news stories, and our faculty and staff remain committed to preparing our students to become well-rounded journalists who possess as much proficiency in the digital media as they do in the fundamental foundations of journalism. And just as passionate as our faculty are in preparing our students for fulfilling careers, they are equally committed to supporting the ambitious goals of our strategic plan, which Paaige laid out just a moment ago. This plan is vital both to the future of our university, but also this college and this Department of Journalism. And I'm grateful to many of the members of the faculty and staff of CCIM, folks like Julie Metzger, who I saw a moment ago, Adam Cuban, and I saw Gabriel Tate over there. These are just a few of the extraordinary women and men who lead our students in immersive learning projects that align with Goal 3 of our strategic plan, that community engagement, because we know that journalism needs to be engaged with the communities that we serve. I'm also grateful to Lisa Rentz-Rhodes. I didn't see her, but I know she and her colleagues who serve as advisors to our student journalists. Our award-winning student media reflects our support of the freedom of expression of journalists, which in turn demonstrates our commitment to the 5th goal of our strategic plan. These strategic efforts, as Paaige described and I've described, I hope that they are important to all of you as well. They are important because they help us uphold the value and the reputation of our Department of Journalism, which I understand, Johnny, we might be updating a little bit later today. You know, that reputation, that legacy of excellence is the reason we are able to recognize, to welcome, and honor our special guests today. So I extend my congratulations to all of the award winners. Please enjoy your lunch, keep up the good work, and thank you all for joining us for this special program. Thank you very much, Johnny.
Thank you very much, President Mearns. Thank you very much also, Dean Paaige Turner. What we have at Ball State University, the legacy that we have grown in the Department of Journalism, is in no small part because of the great legacy of cooperation and support that we have had from an outstanding administration. And that is evident today by the presence of our dean and also our president, as well as our provost, Dr. Susana Rivera Mills. So let's give them all a hand and thank them for their support. As I mentioned, today we are on a schedule. And we go live to an international audience again at noon. So we will have a chance for you to get started with your lunch now. And hopefully you will be well into your lunch when I return to the stage or the podium at high noon. So enjoy your meal and your conversation. Thank you so much. We'll be back with the awards in just a bit. Okay. I am so sorry to interrupt your lunch, but I know that folks have plans for later this afternoon. And this is such an important day, and we do have a very full schedule. Once again, I am Johnny Sparks, and I'm the chair of the Department of Journalism. Much has changed since we last gathered for this event in April of 2019. Before COVID-19, the department had made plans to change the season of this event from its traditional spring date to the fall, beginning in 2020. However, in the interest of good health, the Fall 2020 Awards event was celebrated in a virtual format. So finally, after almost 2 years, we are back in Cardinal Hall. And it's my pleasure to welcome our guests who are in attendance today back to Ball State University's beautiful and improved campus. Unfortunately, the pandemic continues to impact lives, and many of our awardees and usual guests are unable to attend in person. So I'm also very excited to welcome our friends and awardees in our live stream audience. Welcome to you. Today's event has been made possible through the generous gift of Gary Graham. He's a department alumnus, Hall of Fame member. Graham, a former editor of the Daily News, was on the News Sentinel's 1983 Pulitzer Prize winning team for reporting on the devastating floods in his hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana. In a limited time span in the industry and in his hometown, no less, Graham won the most coveted prize in journalism. He distinguished himself at newspapers in New York, Kansas, Washington, Washington, D.C., and Indiana. Overall, Graham's career spanned 44 years at 4 newspapers. In 2019, Graham pledged a major multi-year gift which will support this event through the coming decade. The relationships fostered by Graham's ongoing support of this event bolster our international reputation and student achievement. Please join me in offering a round of applause for Gary Graham. Gary, please stand. Thank you, Gary, for being an outstanding ambassador for the department and the generous benefactor of this annual event. We really appreciate you. I also want to offer a special thanks to folks who their contributions in planning today's program have made this event possible. And I'll read all of their names before we have our applause. Dan Wechter, Arlene Shirk, Brian Hayes, Natalie Seeley, Alex Lukens, and the team in the back of the room, as well as Meredith Owens. Thank you for your contributions to today's planning. The Ball State University Journalism Alumni Society sponsors several of today's awards. Society board members, please stand and be recognized as I announce your name. And once again, please hold your applause until all are introduced. First of all, Tom Gaeta, President. Rick Martinez. Megan Gish. Brian Hayes. Monica Miller. Dan Wechter. Marilyn Weaver. Please give them a warm round of applause. Thank you. Another important part of today's ceremony is the induction of 2 new members into the Journalism Hall of Fame. Previous Hall of Fame members join us today. Please once again hold your applause until all are introduced. Kathy Barks Hoffman, Karen Garlow, Gary Graham, Kim Green, Nancy Hastings, David Knott, Mark Popovich, Michael Smith, and Marilyn Weaver. I'm always afraid another will slip in and I won't notice. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Okay, so thank you, Hall of Fame members, for joining us in the continuing celebration of this important tradition. Today's event presents a very special opportunity also to personally express our gratitude to all of you for continuing the Department of Journalism's 53-year legacy of excellence. In addition to honoring you, leading professionals and alumni, today's event marks one of the most significant moments in the history of our proud unit. But stay tuned for the latest breaking news. The worst kept secret on campus later in our program. First, we're going to move on to the awards. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Director of the Department of Journalism National Writing Award, Assistant Professor Dr. Natalie Seeley.
Hello, everyone. We are so pleased to present Hannah Dreier, reporter for the Washington Post, with our 2021 Ball State University Department of Journalism National Writing Award. Dreier's winning feature, The Worst Case Scenario, highlights the growing problem of police shootings during mental health crisis calls in the city of Huntsville, Alabama. Judges praised the piece as an example of relentless reporting with a literary feel, vivid descriptions, and strong quotes. Dreier is a national enterprise reporter at the Washington Post, where she's covered immigration, mental health care, and federal disaster aid. She is the recipient of the 2021 Livingston Award for National Reporting. From 2017 to 2019, she reported for ProPublica. Her series about immigrants whose lives were shattered by a botched crackdown on the gang MS-13 on Long Island won the 2019 Pulitzer Prize for feature writing. She was the Venezuela correspondent for the AP from 2014 to 2017 and produced a series of portraits of a deteriorating country. Her work was recognized with an Overseas Press Club Award and the 2016 James Foley Medill Medal for Courage from Northwestern University, among other accolades. Her reporting has led to national policy reforms, the imposition of international sanctions, and the introduction of new laws in Congress. She grew up in San Francisco and is a graduate of Wesleyan University. The Department of Journalism's National Writing Award, sponsored by generous donors, has recognized excellence in journalistic writing for the past 60 years. 3 past recipients have gone on to win a Pulitzer Prize. This is the second time a journalist from the Washington Post has received the award. The first was in 1973. Today, the Ball State University Department of Journalism is so proud to honor Hannah Dreier with the 2021 Department of Journalism National Writing Award and a $1,500 prize. Hannah sends her thanks and acceptance remarks from Washington, D.C.
Thank you so much to Ball State University for this huge honor. This award is especially meaningful to me because it specifically recognizes writing. In these really divided times, I think that empathetic writing is one of our best tools to cut through polarization as journalists. I really wish that I could be with everybody in person, but I'm just so humbled and so glad to be part of this event. Thank you again, Ball State University.
Thank you, Natalie. Now, I would like to introduce Dr. Kevin Maloney, Assistant Professor in the Center for Emerging Media Design and Development in the Department of Journalism, who will present the Majeri Award.
If anybody would like to tell me to break a leg, now would be an excellent time. The Majeri Award, which honors outstanding contributions to the journalism graphics profession, is named for Anton Majeri Jr., a now retired senior editor for design and graphics at the Chicago Tribune, one of my old stomping grounds. Under Majeri's leadership, the Trib won more than 100 awards for design and graphic excellence from the Society of News Design. This award recognizes innovation and leadership in the profession of graphic journalism. The 2021 Majeri Award for Graphic Journalism goes to Javier Zarracina, Graphics Director at USA Today. Javier has worked at Vox.com, the Los Angeles Times, and the Boston Globe. He also consults for several international media companies and contributes as an infographic artist and illustrator for several other publications. A 1987 graduate of the Universidad del País Vasco in Bilbao, Spain, Javier began his career as an artist and then graphics director for El Correo in Bilbao before becoming graphics director of the Grupo Vocento multimedia communications group there. He now coordinates and coaches the USA Today graphics department, where he and his team research and create infographics, interactives, and motion graphics for multiple platforms in the USA Today network. Javier's colleagues say that his professional career takes him to the top of the world of journalistic communication and visual narratives, and that he's proven himself a creative, inspired visual journalist on news and features alike, an ideas person who makes every project better. For his outstanding contributions to the journalism's graphics profession and his commitment to excellence, the Department of Journalism awards Javier Zarracina the Majeri Award for Graphics Journalism.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank you to the Ball State Journalistic Department and Dr. Sparks for inviting me to be here. It's very special to me to get this award in this year because I think that this year graphics journalism has been crucial to understand some of the challenges that we have seen. It's impossible to understand the pandemic without graphics. You cannot bend the curve without the curve, and many other things. And same thing with elections. And then going forward, we are going to be facing climate change and other problems, and I think that graphics journalism is going to have an indispensable role. So graphics are very important as a service for the audience. But here, with professionals and friends of academia, I would like to talk of information graphics as that also can offer answers to many of the challenges that our industry is facing. Graphics teams have grown from having roles of support service department to some of the most vibrant journalistic enterprise. If you look at the homepage every day of major media, you will see interactive graphics, information graphics, very sophisticated data visualizations. The technical innovation and multidisciplinary collaboration found in these departments cue the transformation that is needed in many newsrooms. I'm excited for the present and the future of graphics in journalism. And Ball State University is a leader in this field, with extraordinary programs that I know well, like the one leading by my friend Jennifer. And actually, I know it in first person because one of our own USA Today graphics team members and one of our best graphics journalists, Steve is a graduate from this school. So I think that that a look at information graphics today is a look at the future of journalism. So thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Julie Metzger, Associate Lecturer in the Department of Journalism and the former Executive Editor for Digital at the Indianapolis Star, who will be presenting the Indiana Journalism Award.
Good afternoon. The Indiana Journalism Award recognizes outstanding journalism achievements in our state. Katrice Hardy was executive editor and the first African-American woman to lead the Indianapolis Star newsroom, and she did it in a remarkable year from March 2020 to July 2021, before taking the top job at the Dallas Morning News. Hardy oversaw coverage of a global pandemic, racial justice protests, and led the Star to a Pulitzer Prize in national reporting. In an unusual collaborative effort, the Indianapolis Star, the Marshall Project, the Invisible Institute, and AL.com teamed up to investigate the use of police dogs. It was the first of its kind examination and showed that IMPD had the highest rate of dog bites among police departments in the nation's 20 largest cities. The Star's investigative report on nursing homes came just before COVID-19, when nursing homes would be in the crosshairs nationwide. The investigation uncovered how government officials in Indiana took millions of dollars in federal nursing home funds and padded the bottom lines of hospitals. Indiana receives more of these enhanced payments than any other state, yet ranked 48th in the nation for average nursing home staff before the pandemic. The series led to the resignation of the leader of Marion County's public hospital system. In December, Governor Eric Holcomb pledged to overhaul the state's elder care system. Hardy previously served as the USA Today Network's regional editor for the South, overseeing newsrooms in Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, North Carolina, and her native Louisiana. She also spent more than 2 decades at the Virginian Pilot in Norfolk, where she held a variety of positions before becoming managing editor. Hardy's leadership of the state's largest news organization demonstrates the continued importance of impactful journalism. Hardy's been described by others as a meticulous editor, leader, and innovator, and excellent at juggling and working under pressure. For her outstanding contributions to journalism in Indiana, an unwavering commitment to our industry, the Department of Journalism awards Katrice Hardy the 2021 Indiana Journalism Award.
Thank you. The purpose of journalism, according to the American Press Institute, is to inform society with information they need to live their lives. Journalism seeks daily to fully execute in every way our freedom of speech rights. As journalists, our job is to serve as watchdogs, to hold elected people and those in authority accountable, to tell stories that lead to discussion, debate, and action, and to inspire our communities. I was talking to an elected official the other day about how he views journalism. He says he views journalists as people with a higher calling. In the same category, really, he said to me, as priests and judges and doctors when it comes to what we do for a living. Because, he said, we must act and work free of political and financial ties. We must be fair and balanced and accurate and understand the subtle nuances of an issue. We must, no matter what, no matter how difficult, seek the truth. The Indy Star journalists are really who deserve this amazing honor today. I was honored to work alongside them as they tirelessly covered the pandemic, social injustice, crime, and still were hard focused on the most important matters that needed to be investigated in the state. That work led to policies, more scrutiny, and more checks and balances. So with them, I accept this wonderful honor. I'm blessed to have always known since the 8th grade that all I wanted to do was be a journalist. Thank you for recognizing journalism. Thank you for supporting local journalism. And thank you for this truly amazing honor.
Thank you, Katrice and Julie. You'll note in your program the 2021 National Public Relations Achievement Award goes to Dr. Bruce Berger. However, Berger's award will be formally presented at the Vernon C. Schron's Distinguished Lectureship in Public Relations 6 months from today, I believe that is, on March 30th, 2022. Our next awards are the Marilyn Weaver Indiana Scholastic Journalism Awards. It is my high honor and privilege to introduce Marilyn Weaver, Department of Journalism Chair and Professor Emerita, Hall of Fame, and Alumni Society Executive Board member, who will present these awards.
The Marilyn Weaver Indiana Scholastic Journalism Awards honors contributions to the development and success of high school journalism programs by administrators, journalism teachers, and advisors. Carrie Wadycki-Cruz has been named a Master Journalism Educator by the Journalism Education Association, and she was the Indiana High School Press Association Advisor of the Year in 2013. She spent the past 20 years advising high school publications, but before that, she wanted to be a photographer, and I believe I remember those days. She attained a bachelor's degree in journalism from Ball State in 1999, but Lake Central High School had a teaching position available at the last minute, and she's been there ever since. Originally from Munster, Indiana, Carrie teaches subjects such as newspaper publication, online journalism, broadcasting, photography, yearbook, and journalism writing. Her classrooms are a blend of mechanics and ethics, and she's contributed in the past to her alma mater by way of the journalism workshops. Carrie has said that the greatest qualities a teacher can have are the ability to carefully listen to their students and to make sure that they are having as much of a learning experience as the students. For her outstanding contributions in the classroom and her dedication to the next generation of media practitioners, the Department of Journalism awards Carrie Wadycki-Cruz the Marilyn Weaver Scholastic Journalism Award. Carrie?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ball State. Like Marilyn said, she remembers the days when I was here as a photojournalism major and had no idea that I wanted to be a teacher. I got thrown into that position on a whim, and 23 years later, I'm still here. Thank you, Nancy Hastings, for being my high school advisor and being my mentor all of these years. Thank you, Dan Wachter, and Brian Hayes, and Tom, and all of my friends here, and Dave Knott for being the newspaper advisor when I was photo editor there. I love my job, I love my students. The past 2 months of school, my journalism students have covered protests, a lockdown, and a student death in the first 2 months of school. And they're amazing, and they keep me doing what I do every day. So thank you very much, and I'm gonna keep on teaching.
The second Scholastic Journalism Award is presented to Sarah Verpooten. Sarah loves Dr. Pepper and Harry Potter books, identifying with Gryffindor, a house. Referred to as VP by her students, a graduate of Munster High School also. Sarah attended Franklin College near Indianapolis, where she graduated with degrees in journalism, education, and advertising, and a minor in psychology. Verpooten has taught at Lake Central High School for 16 years, beginning her career there right after college. She has said that teaching the publication's curriculum, comprised of a mixture of the school's social media sites, websites, broadcast media, to students is like running a massive school conglomerate. Verpooten is also director of the Public Relations Program at the high school, a new career internship to promote positive press for the school corporation. The class gives aspiring journalists and PR professionals a chance to have their work published by local papers and websites and sent out to thousands of people. And for her outstanding contribution in the classroom and her dedication to the next generation of media practitioners, the Department of Journalism awards Sarah Verpooten the Marilyn Weaver Scholastic Journalism Award. And Sarah is unable to attend today, but we send our congratulations and gratitude to her.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. So that brings us now to the Department of Journalism's Alumni Society Awards. The department partners with our Alumni Society each year to recognize faculty, alumni, and friends who are making a lasting mark in the industry and support our students and departmental initiatives. Faculty and society members will now present the Alumni Awards. Please join me in welcoming Rick Martinez, Vice President of the Alumni Society Executive Board and Chair of the Awards Committee.
Oh, he put my stuff here. That's great. Last time I did this, they lost their notes and I lost my notes, so I winged it. But this time we're good. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rick Martinez, and I'm glad and proud to be presenting the Young Alumni Award. The Young Alumni Award recognizes achievements of a journalism alumnus or alumna who is 35 years of age or younger. They must work in journalism or related area, and they must have distinguished professional qualities. This year, the Journalism Alumni Society is proud to recognize 3 recent graduates with Young Alumni Awards. The first is Amy Cavenaile. Amy earned her bachelor's degree from Ball State in journalism, specifically in the graphics concentration in 2014. On graduation, she spent a year as the front page designer for the Omaha World-Herald in Nebraska before she joined the Washington Post in 2015. As a designer and art director for the Post's emerging news products team, she launched the Post Select app. I used it, it's pretty cool. She also worked on a Snapchat Discover channel and The Lily, which was a Post publication which focused on stories critical to the lives of women. In 2018, Amy was promoted to Deputy Design Director of the Emerging News Products Department, and she became Design Director in 2020. In these roles, she managed a staff of 12 designers and editors at the Post. Her editing and visual identity for the digital redesign of the Post Select app was awarded a silver medal by the Society of Publication Designers. She currently serves as the Deputy Design Director for the Washington Post Design Department. It's a team of more than 50 designers and editors. She oversees work for the apps, for their social media, podcasts, newsletters, editorial brands, and new initiatives that target young audiences. As in her advice to up-and-coming media practitioners, Amy says it is important to determine your strengths and weaknesses, but also the strengths and weaknesses of the people around you, so you can collaborate and create the best work possible. For her outstanding contributions in visual journalism and her commitment to excellence, the Department of Journalism awards Amy Cavenaile the Young Alumni Award. Amy is going to join us via video.
Hopefully. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much to Ball State and the Journalism Department for the honor. I'd like to dedicate this award to 3 people. Chris Meehan, the Director of Emerging News Products at the Washington Post and a fellow Ball State grad. Amy King, the Creative Director and Deputy Managing Editor for Features at the LA Times. And Colleen O'Lear, Head of Mobile Strategy at the Washington Post. I understand that each of them played a role in nominating me for this award, so thank you, Chris, Amy, and Colleen. But more importantly, thank you for being the best partners I could have ever asked for in our crazy, chaotic, but rewarding line of work. No one achieves success in a vacuum. That's a lesson I learned at Ball State 8 years ago. I was working at the Daily News surrounded by several student journalists, like Adam Baumgartner, Emma Kate Fittis, Ellen Collier, Dakota Crawford, and Matt McKinney. They were my work partners then, and I'm so thankful to Ball State, not only for bringing us together, but for teaching me what it means to work in tandem with and learn from others. I can say with certainty that I wouldn't be accepting an award like this without the influence of the many great people I've met and learned from along the way. So thank you to all of my creative partners, and thank you, Ball State.
Our second Young Alumnus Award goes to Dawn Araujo-Hawkins. Dawn covers the intersections of religion, race, and gender. She graduated from Ball State in 2010, and she has a passion for religion journalism. She earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in magazine journalism and French at Ball State before she attained a Master of Arts degree from Cincinnati Christian University in religion, urban, and intercultural studies. She has written for numerous publications, including the Muslim Hoosier, Sojourners Magazine, and the Global Sisters Report, before she became the news editor at the Christian Century in August 2019. In the past, her stories have covered social justice issues across the spectrum on matters involving racism or sexism and anti-Black racism in Catholic institutions. In 2016, the American Academy of Religion named Dawn the best in-depth religion news writer, and she followed with other accolades. Those included the designation as the best online feature writer for the Great Plain Journalism Awards in 2019. A self-described devotee of the M-Dash, I'm an M-Dash fan too. Dawn's writing knowledge and skills have also led to service opportunities. She's currently the vice president of both the Religion News Association and the Anabaptist World Magazine Board of Directors. She also serves on the board of the Religion News Foundation. In past interviews, Dawn has offered some sage advice to the up-and-coming generation of media practitioners. She encourages them to relax. She says, don't try to control everything. And she recommends having a vision, having a purpose, and she says after that, things will unfold as they're supposed to. For her outstanding contributions and unwavering dedication to our journalism industry, the Department of Journalism Award, Dawn Araujo-Hawkins, the 2021 Young Alumnus Award.
Hello from Kansas City. I am so deeply honored to be accepting the Young Alumna Award from the Ball State Department of Journalism. I often say, without hyperbole, that transferring to Ball State from Michigan State in 2007 was one of the best decisions of my life. I honestly would not be the person or the journalist that I am today had I not come to Ball State. Everybody was really amazing to me when I came to Ball State, but I have a few people I want to thank in particular. I put this list in alphabetical order so that I would not be accused of favoritism. So first, Lori Byers for being the most enthusiastic cheerleader for CCIM students. Mark Massey, who, as my honors thesis advisor, guided me through my first piece of long-form religion journalism, which is what I'm still doing today. Arlene Shirk, who was the best boss for the 3 years I was a student secretary in the Department of Journalism. David Sumner, who encouraged me to find spaces to write about religion while at Ball State, and who was also a subscriber to the Christian Century. Dan Wechter, who is the best advisor in all of college history. That's a fact. And lastly, Marilyn Weaver. When I arrived at Ball State, I was essentially penniless, and I asked her for ways to pay for school. And she came up with amazingly creative solutions, and for that, I am forever, forever grateful. I am so sorry I could not be there in person. However, my 4-year-old is enamored of beneficence because of Ball State shirt that I wear. And I have promised him that after the pandemic, we will take a trip to Muncie to see Benny in person. So hopefully I will be seeing many of you soon. Thank you again.
Our third Young Alumnus Award goes to John Ratz. John earned his Bachelor of Science degree from Ball State in advertising with a minor in marketing and an emphasis in business sales. During John's time here at Ball State, he was vice president of the American Advertising Federation, competed in the National Student Advertising Competition, and was a member of Pi Sigma Epsilon. Since his time as a Ball State student, John has focused his career on dreaming big and a growth mindset. He started his career working in media planning on accounts including H&R Block, Nationwide Insurance, and Edward Jones Financial. He then transitioned his career to advertising and marketing tech, and he was one of the first hires in Tube Mogul's Chicago office, where he served on their enterprise sales team, and that eventually led to them being acquired by Adobe. John currently works for one of the largest media and entertainment companies in the world, and he works with programmatic clients at one of the world's largest agency holding companies. Others have described John as, quote, extremely empathetic, inquisitive, and attentive to people, close quote, open quote, incredibly versatile, and a hardworking, conscientious individual with a positive attitude. John attributes his career success to his involvement in the American Advertising Federated Club, Ball State's advertising faculty, and his classmates in the advertising program, as well as the support of his family. For his outstanding contributions to the advertising profession and his commitment to excellence, the Department of Journalism awards John Ratz the Young Alumnus Award, and John is here in person.
I just want to say thank you again to Ball State. This means a lot to me. And as well, I want to thank the Department of Journalism too. And also thank my mom for being here in tow with me as well. You know, I put a lot of that stuff in the recap of my remarks, but while my name is on the award, I think it's really important to understand the faculty that were important to me when I was here at Ball State, which was Michael Hanley and Bob Gustafson. They were really key in emphasizing the advertising curriculum as well as the National Student Advertising Competition in AAF. It was my community, they were my closest friends, and some of them I'm still in close contact with today. In addition, while my name again is on the award, it's all those students that I worked with, spending late nights in the AJ building as well as the Bracken Library, working on the National Student Advertising Competition well into the evening. And that is really whose name should also be on the award too. So I stand on the shoulders of giants and all the team working together, and I wouldn't be here today without them. So thank you again. And also for any alumni in the room, please lean in to current students and how you can help them. I just learned out about a great resource called cardinalsconnect.com, as well as LinkedIn. Reach out to faculty and professors on LinkedIn. Reach out about job opportunities. Reach out about how you can help and maybe talk to those students and their classes and how you can lend valuable real-world experience. That was also a huge impact on me and my time here at Ball State. So thank you again.
I too am an advertising man. I'm a journalism man, but I'm also an advertising man. And when Dawn mentioned David Sumner, I just want to plug a new book by Professor Emeritus David Sumner, hot off the presses. It's Amos Alonzo Stagg, College Football's Greatest Pioneer by David Sumner. So operators are standing by. I guess this would also be a good time to say hi to Mom and Dad who are watching in Ellettsville. Okay, now I would like to introduce Dr. Gabriel Tate, Associate Professor of Diversity and Media in the Department of Journalism, who will present the Outstanding Journalism Alumnus Award.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to go off script for just 30 seconds here. I appreciate the fact that we had the opportunity to, these are new glasses, so I have to look here to read, but for our young alumni, I would really appreciate if everyone could give them a hand again, because this really highlights the possibilities that can happen when faculty members are engaging with students, and we create a sense of community. And so I just want to commend you. Glasses back on. The Outstanding Journalism Alumnus Award recognizes outstanding journalistic achievements of those who either majored or minored in journalism or worked in student publications at Ball State. before entering in a career in journalism. Oseye, she made me practice saying it beforehand. Oseye Boyd is a seasoned, award-winning journalist with over 25 years of experience in both newspapers and magazine. In 1995, as a sophomore at Ball State, she shared professionally as a part-time copy clerk for the Muncie Star, later to become the Muncie Star Press. After the morning and evening newspapers merged, she graduated with Bachelor's of Science in Journalism and worked as a reporter for the Star Press from 2022 to 2012, writing breaking and hard news features. She was editor of the weekly entertainment section and provided multimedia and social media contributions to this publication. As editor of the Indianapolis Recorder, Oseye launched a new engagement strategy to attract more readers. We know that we need more readers. And she developed a rapport with local businesses and organizations to raise the profile of the publication in the community. She currently supervises a team of reporters as well as high school and college interns, providing copious tips on improvement and professional and development opportunities. Notably, about 16 years before becoming an editor at the Indianapolis Recorder, Boyd had previously established its education and family beat and served as one of its reporters. Oseye has been quoted as referring to the Recorder as an often overlooked gem in the backyard of Indianapolis. She also has openly stressed the important fact that local papers need local support. And I'll just slide away one second and say our colleague is working on local newspapers and how we can get our students engaged, so that's an opportunity there. In addition to her editorial responsibilities at the Recorder, Boyd composes opinion pieces for it, and she also is the editor of the Indianapolis Minority Business Magazine. For her outstanding contributions and unwavering dedication to the industry, the Department of Journalism awards Oseye Boyd the 2021 Outstanding Journalist Alumna Award.
I want to thank Ball State University Department of Journalism and the Journalism Alumni Society for this honor. I'm truly humbled to be recognized among so many talented journalists. The day Dr. Sparks called me, I called my daddy and I cried. He reminded me that I wanted to be a journalist in 4th grade, so sorry, Katrice, I got you beat. This profession isn't for the faint of heart. You have to be passionate about journalism to do this work for any length of time. You're critiqued by your editors and criticized by your readers. There are times I wanted out. I tried to get out. But after 25 plus years, I realized local journalism is what I'm meant to do. And I said local journalism because we often dream of making it big at a national paper, thinking that's where great journalism happens, and overlooking the opportunities for great journalism at that small daily or weekly paper in your very own community. I tell my writers our story should engage, educate, and empower. That's the power of local journalism. And that's what I love doing. And it started here at Ball State University. And Dan Wechter was my advisor. Dr. Sumner was one of my professors. So I'm just happy to be honored and to be among them. I love what I do. And thank you again to the Department of Journalism.
I'm honored to introduce Tom Gaeta, President of the Journalism Alumni Society, to induct 2 outstanding alumni into the Department of Journalism Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Dr. Sparks. Before I do that, though, I would like to present a President's Award, if that's all right with you. And this person has no clue they're going to get it, so this is new information as well today. Arlene Shirk, Administrative Coordinator in the Department of Journalism, has provided genuinely there's a whole page to go, so has provided genuinely extraordinary service to the Department of Journalism, its Alumni Society, CCIM, and BSU for more than 16 years. When a problem emerges in administrative processes at BSU, it's seldom a problem unique to journalism. When Arlene identifies a problem and addresses it, it's often a university-wide fix. When other units face administrative challenges, they often turn to Arlene. She served for 6 years on the university's super admin program, which successfully addressed the university's most pressing administrative challenges. Her innovative and imaginative problem-solving and leadership empowers the department, college, and BSU missions. Shirk oversees the department's student office workers with a watchful eye and big heart. Here is truly the heart of an educator and mentor. Student workers who have worked under Shirk's direction graduate with her work ethic and professionalism. Today's Young Alumna awardee, Dawn Araujo-Hawkins, for example, is one of her proteges. Not only does her leadership in this area support departmental administration, but student excellence. Arlene's dedication and friendship has benefited countless faculty members and students. Whether faculty need a last-minute travel approval on Friday at 4:45 p.m. or landscaping help on Saturday at 8 a.m., Arlene is always there to lend a most helpful hand. She's truly one of a kind and most valuable to the Department of Journalism. The Ball State Department of Journalism Alumni Society is proud to recognize Arlene Shirk with its President's Award.
Nothing happens without her knowing.
I know, I think some of you in the department were having fits having to figure out how to do this without her knowledge, so thank you for everyone who helped out. I will now move on to our Hall of Fame inductees. I do want to ask, though, all of the award winners to come on up at the end of the program for some photos. I also want to say, just real quick, as I get older, I look at things different, but I am really privileged to have started here in the, I don't know why I'm thinking I'm going to cry about this, but in the mid-90s, where like I've gotten to know every department chair journalism's ever had, from Dr. Engelhardt through Dr. Sparks. So I feel like I'm at a really good time frame where I've been lucky to know some of these names that we've heard about, and damn, I love Mark Popovich, I know, and emulate him in my own classroom, and Marilyn's like second mother, and still trying to figure you out, but all right. Yeah. So now on to our Hall of Fame induction. Since 1985, the department has inducted professionals into this prestigious group whose members either majored in journalism or strategic communications, worked for student media or graphic agency, or taught in the department. Inductees must have demonstrated a long-term commitment and a reputation of professional excellence. On behalf of the Ball State University Department of Journalism and Alumni Society, I am pleased to induct Stephenie Overman into Ball State's Journalism Hall of Fame. Overman, a 1975 graduate, is a freelance journalist who has written for publications all over the world covering workplace and healthcare issues from antibiotic overuse to labor law violations. She's been published in at least 35 different magazines, 13 newspapers and news services, 22 online media sources, and 21 professional newsletters. Overman is also the author of Next Generation Wellness at Work, a nuts and bolts how-to guide for managers that offers strategy on how to take full advantage of the benefits that wellness programs can offer both employees and companies. Stephenie earned a 2019 Dateline Award for Excellence in Local Journalism, and she's been very involved in the Society of Professional Journalists, now serving as a regional coordinator. She is past president of both the Washington, D.C. and New Jersey chapters and was secretary of the Los Angeles chapter. Additionally, she was COO of the 2004 National SPJ Convention in New York and co-chair of the 1996 Washington National Convention. For her SPJ efforts, Overman has received a Howard S. Dubin Outstanding Pro Chapter Member Award. Her career as a writer and editor spans over 3 decades, and her content has appeared in publications such as Fortune.com, Forbes.com, Washington Post Express, Virginia Business, Salon, the Los Angeles Business Journal, HR Magazine, and Bloomberg Daily Labor Report. She's currently a contributor to Virginia Business Magazine as well as HR News, HR Magazine, which focuses on a wide range of human resource-related subjects, including healthcare, recruiting, hiring, wages, benefits, family leave, EEOC, and overtime regulations. Stephenie is also a contributing editor of the HR Agenda, which is Japan's first bilingual human resource-focused magazine. Stephenie earned a Bachelor of Science degree at Ball State in both journalism and political science before pursuing her master's degree in labor studies from the University of the District of Columbia. For her outstanding contributions to our media profession and her unwavering commitment to excellence, the Department of Journalism awards Stephenie Overman our Hall of Fame Award for 2021.
Seems like there's usually a time in a journalism gathering where an older journalist stands up, says very solemnly, "You'll never have a career like mine. Journalism is changing." Yeah, journalism is changing. I never knew I would have a career quite like mine to cover so many kinds of things. And I am so grateful to Ball State and to the journalism department, to Louis Engelhardt, Ken Atwell, Earl Kohn, Mark Popovich, for helping me and giving me a foundation to write for newsletters and newspapers and magazines and all of those kinds of things. I think it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I need to give a shout out to the Society of Professional Journalists. I've been very involved with them, and all through the years, they've been very helpful. It's a very broad-based journalism group, and that's been useful to me. They are champions for journalists. They are stewards for journalism excellence and fighters for the First Amendment. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Ball State University Department of Journalism and Alumni Society, I am pleased to induct Bernard "Bernie" Kohn into Ball State's Journalism Hall of Fame. Bernard "Bernie" Kohn has previously emphasized one rule of storytelling that, in his opinion, remains unchanged. You basically have 4 words in a headline to grab the attention of your readers. His path into journalism began in 7th grade and his trajectory included a Bachelor of Science degree from Ball State in 1982. While here, he also served as editor of the Ball State Daily News in 1981, and more recently, he was named an Outstanding Journalist Alumnus in 2007. He's been a speaker at seminars for the American Press Institute and the Knight Center for Specialized Journalism, and he's the former president of the Society for Advancing Business, Editing, and Writing. He spent 30 years as a reporter or editor for newspapers, including the Tampa Tribune, the Charlotte Observer, the Washington Post, and the Baltimore Sun, where he led a Pulitzer Prize finalist team in 2007 for stories chronicling abuses in Maryland's centuries-old ground rent laws. Bernie joined Bloomberg News in 2010 as a regulation team leader and then became the news service's first weekend managing editor before moving in 2019 to Bloomberg Industry Group, which provides specialized news and information for law, government, and tax professionals. Beyond his professional trajectory and accolades, Bernie has maintained a role in his community, serving as a mentor and volunteer camp leader at the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. He's also been a mentor for FutureLink, a nonprofit program based in Rockville, Maryland, that links professional mentors with motivated community college students who may be from economically disadvantaged backgrounds and often are the first member of their families to go to college. Others have described Bernie as a creative and solid newsman with a strong sense of what makes a story interesting and an ability to avoid wasted time and effort. From another colleague, he thinks big but also pays attention to small details. He doesn't let you get away with using imprecise and potentially problematic words like controversial, and if that's aggravating in the moment, you'll thank him for it later. For his outstanding contributions to our media profession and his unwavering commitment to excellence, the Department of Journalism awards Bernie Kohn our Hall of Fame Award for 2021.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's great to be back here. It's been a few years, and I'm only reminded how what was the Student Center is more like Student South. I apologize for the paper, but this is the first rule I have for aspiring editors, which is the first draft of history is still edited on paper. Really, thank you everyone for this great reception. It's really humbling to be here in this kind of great company, whether it's all my fellow awardees today, past Hall of Fame inductees. It's wonderful to see Karen Garlow here. It's been such a long time. We worked together at the Charlotte Observer. Gary Graham and Mike Smith were two of my editors when I was an intern at the Fort Wayne News Sentinel, not to date myself or them. And Hannah Dreier, it's like as the narrative coach in my newsroom, I read her stories and just go, wow. Her reporting is just astounding and an example for any young journalist. Ken Atwell used to tell us on the first day of Journalism 101 that a good journalist has no friends. If any of you sat through the first day of Atwell, and it might have been about the only thing Atwell was ever wrong about, and this sort of proves it. I have to admit I had never heard of Ball State before my senior year in high school, about halfway through. Until then, I was pretty much sold that I was going to be attending a certain other Mid-American Conference school that turned out a few more journalists and had a pretty lousy tennis team that I thought I could walk onto. Now, once I came here, Coach Bill Richards pretty much disabused me of that notion of that being a continued part of my life, but I digress. My first visit here in the then newly built West Quad, with the formaldehyde still very much circling in the air, wrapped up with Doc Engelhardt sitting me down with my parents in his office, and he leans back in his chair very slowly, the way Doc would do, and he stares my parents right in the eye, and he says, "I promise to you that if your son comes to Ball State, I will make sure he is taken care of." And that's all they needed to hear, pretty much all I needed to hear, because when Doc promised something, you knew he was good for it. And Atwell was too, even with that one little moment of misguidedness. So was Fred Blevins. So was Marilyn Weaver. So was Mark Popovich. And especially the man who was my mentor then and still was for many years afterwards, Dave Knott, who I'm thrilled to see here today. The values they instilled were many: accuracy, fairness, courage, following your curiosity, being bold, giving people the freedom to make mistakes as long as they weren't fatal ones. But the value that really ended up mattering most and why I'm here today is telling truth. Several other speakers have referred to that today. So much about journalism has changed. Two of my former employers no longer exist. Several of the other ones are hanging on for dear life, just stubborn, victims of their own stubborn refusal to adjust to changing times, tastes, and technologies. What hasn't changed is the need, even really desperation now, of citizens to know what's true about the world around them. There are no alternative facts. There's truth, and then there's all that other stuff. Real truth has never mattered more right now. With more truth, we wouldn't have been on pins and needles wondering if we were going to be able to be here today to do this event in person, right? So in a world where day-to-day catchphrases, in my newsroom too, are things like news optimization, automated content, and personal branding, it's really on all of us to keep truth at the center of values for the generation of journalists who are now going to have the responsibility of preserving democratic values. So all of you have my gratitude for fighting the good fight, and know I'm right there with you. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Bernie and Stephenie. Today, the Department of Journalism renewed a long-standing tradition of celebrating the proud I shouldn't have adjusted it. Today, the Department of Journalism renewed a long-standing tradition of celebrating its proud legacy as immortalized through the lives work of our alumni. Now, today, we will turn the spotlight on the legacy, our legacy, as lived through our current students, faculty, and staff. Professors Dan Wechter and Mary Spillman's efforts respectively in curriculum and assessment have helped eliminate curricular inefficiencies in order to increase project-based, community-engaged course requirements to extend our legacy, the legacy that Bernie talked about, a legacy of excellence in community service. Professor Julie Metzger's students recently launched Inform Muncie, a journalistic platform for Muncie's under-recognized communities. Dr. Gabriel Tate's students are supporting the revitalization of the Thomas Park Avondale community in partnership with the Ross Community Center. Dr. Jennifer Palalonis' students created Digital Literacy Pathways, a virtual professional development series for K-5 teachers focused on digital literacy, which is available now to all teachers in Muncie and Delaware County. Dr. Adam Cuban's students are developing sustainability stories, an online inclusive map that details and promotes organizations operating sustainably in East Central Indiana. Dr. Kevin Maloney's student team has partnered with Turning Point Systems of Care to inform the development of their new REACH program for underserved at-risk youth in Kokomo. Professor Kate Elliott is leading in university efforts to revitalize neighborhoods and improve quality of lives in partnership with the 812 Coalition and in conjunction with Muncie Community Schools Partnership. Through her service on the board of the Back to School Teachers Store and the Math Success Program, Dr. Becky McDonald is making a positive difference in the lives of Muncie's children and our future. We continue Louis Englehart's legacy of supporting free expression under the advising of Lisa Renzi Rhodes. Student journalists are empowering diverse ideas and opinions at award-winning student media. We continue our legacy of promoting economic well-being and awareness through programs that professionally prepare our students to advance strategic communication goals. Betsy Myers students at McKinley Avenue, the department's student-run agency, serves clients with innovative and imaginative work that drives strategic communication goals and promotes the economic vitality of student media and our community. We are breaking ground with our new sports public relations concentration led by part-time instructor and Hall of Fame member Betsy Ross and supported by Professor Nicole Hendricks, who works part-time for the Indiana Pacers to keep pace in the profession. We continue our legacy of knowledge advancement for the greater good. In the Unified Research Lab, Dr. Robin Blom directs a collaborative research center where faculty and students conduct research utilizing advanced technologies, including augmented virtual reality and methods including eye tracking and psychophysiology. Scholars such as Dr. Sungwon Chung, Young Ali, Grace Park, Natalie Seeley, Martin Smith-Rodden, Curtis Matthews, and others are improving lives by advancing understandings about the impact of media on individuals and society through their research. We continue to pursue a legacy of inclusive excellence. Doctors Palalonis and Cuban students are promoting the growth of men's volleyball among minority and underserved populations in partnership with USA Volleyball. Professor Leo Caldwell brings expertise as an inclusion educator and consultant to help students become more empathetic and create an inclusive environment for LGBTQ+ students. In summer 2020, Dr. Tate facilitated dialogue among faculty and a group of students regarding concerns highlighted by national events in the aftermath of George Floyd's killing. As an outcome of these conversations, a generous donor established a fund to support students in the National Association of Black Journalists in their travel to NABJ and other conferences. The fund was named in honor of the late Richard Severin Gray, Sr., who was the first African-American editor of the Daily News. When students arrive on campus and in our care, we truly care. In support of the many major initiatives that reflect our commitment to inclusive excellence, it's our people, such as Professor Michelle O'Malley, whose human initiative to help students in times of need make the greatest difference. Our team's open doors, open hearts, and open ears have helped save students' academic careers and lives. Outreach activities are essential to maintaining a pipeline of outstanding students to continue our legacy. Ball State's journalism workshops, which started in 1966, continues under the leadership of Professor Brian Hayes. More than 1,000 middle and high school students and teachers representing 36 states registered for summer 2020 journalism workshops in the first ever online programming of the iconic Skills Boot Camp. The continuance of our legacy depends on the professionalism of the best administrative and student team in our business, as we've already recognized Arlene Shirk, Meredith Owens, Melody Griffin, Marianne Crotchville, Cammie Guerin, and Jerry Pierce. They manage our traffic, our projects, and technology to keep our operation running on mission and running on time. Our collective legacies in journalism, journalism education, photojournalism, or emerging media design and development, magazine media, graphics, advertising, and public relations reflect the diversity of our unit's mission and contributions. Although our name, the Department of Journalism, has served us well for more than 50 years, we recently engaged in a long and thorough process to identify a name that stood true on our proud roots, but better represented our wide-ranging academic breadth and mission diversity. Accredited units of our academic breadth, administering 8 undergraduate and 3 graduate degree programs, state-of-the-art, world-class facilities, student media and agencies, and a center are not called departments, but are recognized as schools in the academic community. From today forward, we are extremely proud to boldly pursue our diverse mission under the most appropriate unit designation of school. For a generation, advertising and public relations majors have been central to our mission and success. And in the recent decade, emerging media design and development has emerged to the forefront as our fastest growing program. Our strategic communication programs in advertising, public relations, and emerging media design and development will take center stage in our school's new name. We will continue our legacy under the banner of the School of Journalism and Strategic Communication. This was a change that many said would never happen, that ship had sailed. I hear the phone ringing. That's them calling. They may know my next line. They never asked our dean, Dr. Paaige Turner. They never asked our provost, Dr. Susana Rivera Mills. On behalf of the School of Journalism and Strategic Communication faculty, I extend my most sincere appreciation to Dean Turner and Provost Rivera Mills for empowering shared governance and making our faculty's research-supported aspiration a reality. As has been noted, our legacy was personified in Dr. Louis Engelhardt, founding chair of the Department of Journalism. Dr. Engelhardt died in 2007 at the age of 87, but much of what we are today can be traced directly to him. We will always remember Dr. Engelhardt for his dedication to students. In his obituary, the Daily News wrote, quote, "Former students remembered him as a fatherly figure who gave them not just his knowledge, but his love of life as well. Others recalled how he would pay the tuition of students who couldn't afford to continue paying it themselves. It was an investment in the students who would aspire to be his peers, a debt to be paid forward." It has been a great honor and privilege to serve this legacy as your chair. And I look forward to working with you and championing Louis' legacy in the School of Journalism and Strategic Communication. Thank you. Our mission begins and ends with our students. Fittingly, I'm honored to invite Becca Foerder, a senior majoring in journalism with a magazine media concentration, to have the last word on one proud era and the first words in our bright new future. Please join me in welcoming Becca.
Whew, no pressure there, right? Good afternoon, everyone. As Johnny said, my name is Becca Foerder, and I am honored to stand in front of you all today to represent the students of Ball State's Department of Journalism, or rather, Ball State's School of Journalism and Strategic Communication. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story now. So May 1st typically marks College Decision Day, which is the deadline for high school seniors to pick the college that they will attend for the next 4 years of their life. On April 30th, 2018, I had less than 24 hours to decide which university I would choose. And honestly, I had no idea where I wanted to go. Ball State had been the only in-state school that I applied to. During the application process, I had been certain that I wanted to get away from Indiana. In fact, I was so sure of this that I hadn't even bothered to visit Ball State. So, on April 30th, 2018, the day before College Decision Day, I did something very uncharacteristic of myself. I skipped school. And I promise, I'm a good kid. I wasn't used to doing things like that. But yes, I skipped school. I jumped on I-69 in my cherry red 2004 Jeep Liberty, and I drove the hour from my hometown of Noblesville to Ball State's campus in Muncie. And after walking around campus for a few hours, by the end of the day, I was overcome with a feeling that I hadn't experienced at any of the other campuses that I had visited, a feeling that this place was home. And that's exactly what it has been. This department has served as a haven for me for the last 3 years of my life. I entered the department office as a student clerk in fall of 2018 as an anxious and timid freshman. And I'm proud to say that I will graduate in December of 2021 as a confident, hardworking, and self-assured woman. I owe this transformation to my time at Ball State, and more specifically to my time in the Department of Journalism. This place and these people have changed my life. The department took a chance on me and offered me my first ever job. Yes, I'm one of Arlene Shirk's kids, where I have learned the value of hard work, adaptability, and dependability. It will truly be bittersweet to walk out of those doors in just a few short months. Because of my job at the department office, the incredible Department of Journalism faculty and staff, and the relationships I have formed, I have had an abundance of opportunities become available to me. I have served on CCIM, Dean Paaige Turner's Collegiate Advisory Council, as an ambassador for the College of Communication, Information, and Media, served on the Ball State Great Appeals Committee, spoken at numerous Admitted Student Day events, and taken part in many extracurricular activities. One of my most treasured memories from my time at Ball State has been working with Ball Bearings magazine. I entered Ball State with exactly 0 writing experience. The high school I attended did not have a newspaper or a magazine or even so much as a writing club. But this didn't matter. Ball Bearings welcomed me with open arms as a staff writer my freshman year. My sophomore year, I graduated to a senior editor. My junior year, the executive editor, and this year I am beyond proud to lead the organization as their editor-in-chief. To be completely honest, I chose journalism as my major on a whim. I knew that I loved to write, and I knew that I loved to tell stories, and that was honestly about the basis of that decision. But despite the statistics, I managed to defy the odds, and journalism has remained my major throughout my entire college career. I fell in love with journalism, and I fell in love with being a storyteller. One of the most incredible parts of being a journalism major has been the scholarships that I've been blessed to receive. These scholarships include the TNB Journalism Scholarship, the Indiana chapter of SPJ Scholarship, and Holmes McFadden Scholarship. It would be impossible to put into words what these scholarships have meant to me. Because of these financial awards, the second half of my college career has been fully funded by scholarships, allowing me to graduate with very minimal student debt. If you are sitting in this room today and you have ever wondered whether or not your support truly makes a difference in students' lives, I am living proof that it truly does. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your generosity. You are changing lives. If you're here today, it's because you know as well as I do that the soon-to-be School of Journalism and Strategic Communication is a wildly special place. As a student, I have been supported, encouraged, challenged, uplifted, and inspired here. One day, I hope to have a seat at the tables that you all are sitting at now, so that I may have the opportunity to also support, encourage, challenge, uplift, and inspire future Cardinals and future journalists. Thank you.
Thank you, Becca, and thank all of you for your attendance today. This concludes our program.